So welcome guys to this new episode, or the first episode of Business Programming TV. Today I'll be giving you some information about what this is going to be about, what this show, this series is going to be about, this channel. I'll also introduce myself, who I am, what I'm doing and stuff. So let's begin with that. I'm Björn Uitenbroek. I'm a Dutch 14-year-old boy. I run my own business with my friends, Mazer Industries. Put some more info in the subscription. But this business is just a shirt company with our own logo and stuff, our own, basically our own design and stuff on the side, and all of that you'll find it on the side and the Instagram. I'll put the links in the description. But for myself, I'm actually studying right now. Besides school, I'm studying RPA. It's robotic process automation. You'll probably know about it if you see this video, but it's basically about programming robots that you call an automation. It's not really a physical robot. It's like in the computer. It's a process and automation. RPA basically is for highly repetitive tasks. So with the low exception rate though. So it's not the really, how should you call it? It's not about the really intense stuff with all the reading stuff and where people need to be used really, because it's like a robot, and it's the start of a robot. RPA, it's for the repetitive tasks, so the highly repetitive tasks. So not for the very which I'm thinking about an example, just the task that you need people for, like the brain of a people. So it's basically for the simple tasks. It's the best thing about it. It's for the tasks that are the most annoying to do. It's like the really boring task. He can do it for you in no time, because it's really good to use RPA, because RPA has a massive ROI. So ROI is a return on investment. So if you invest in it, you'll probably 5 to 6 months and you'll get your money back from it, because it's so fast. What you do in 5 minutes, he can do in 10 seconds maybe, because it's a robot. It's just repetitive. Just do it. No thinking in a human brain. It's just doing it. It's amazing. It's not that expensive as well, but it is. It's really time consuming to make. That's the only thing that's time consuming. But what I said, the ROI is massive on it, so you'll get your time back in no time, because it's so fast. Then what the show is about, I'll explain it a little bit. It's basically about the RPA process that I'm making through, what I'm learning, and I'll explain some bits of it, what I'm learning. And I'll also let you see some of my business stuff, so what I'm doing every day and stuff, what I'm working on, and I'll explain why I'm working on that and how it's working, and the special tacticals and stuff, techniques and stuff. So that's what the show is going to be about. So let's start with showcasing some RPA stuff. So I'm studying on UiPath. UiPath is a program where you can use RPA on. So let's go. So I'll show you the trainings that I've already finished. You see, these 3 trainings I already did. There I have my certification for it, my diplomas for the UiPath licensing training, the awareness training, and the starter training. And these didn't take too long to do these, 3 hours per training I think. But this one is where I'm working on right now. I'm studying for RPA developer, and this really is time consuming. As you can see, it's 9 courses. like 9 of these courses. So I'll press it. I'm on 11% because in this package is the UiPath licensing training, and I already did that one, so that's good. But now I have to finish all of these, and you can see I'm already 5 hours in, and I'm just on this little piece, and I have to do all of this, and I'm 11%, and it's just only from this, you know. This is the 11%, this is 0%. So I'll show you some of this. I won't be going into the learning stuff, but you see 155 parts that need to be completed. I'm in 34, so you can see I did lesson 1, 2, 3, and I'm working on lesson 4. But as you can see, there are 13 lessons, and all of the lessons you can expand them, and you have more stuff in it. It's like really time consuming, but I just love it. I just love it, man. It's so, yeah, I'm having fun with it, so it's like not too bad for me. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm currently doing recording. Recording is, yeah, I'll explain in another video, but I'll do really quick right now. Recording is just like filming, but not really filming, but like robotic filming what you're doing, and it can like copy paste it in the robot itself. So I can do something and he can copy it, and he can do like 100 times after each other, you know. So it's like you can do something like once, and he will do it as much as you like. You can just program it to how much he has to do it, how many times. So now we're at this. You can see there are loads of these things up here. This is just the guides and stuff. I don't really use them yet, but maybe I will. But these are like, they are very important because there's some good information on these pages. Okay, then let's just show off what I did already. So you can see you have 2 things under here, and these 2, this is the robot, so he will actually like execute the program that you made. The workflow, I should use the workflow, but I'm not sure if you guys know what it is, but I'll explain it later on. So this is the robot that like basically runs the workflow. It executes the workflow. And this is the studio, and this is where you make your workflow that the robot has to execute. So let's get into some of the robots that I made. So I'll search for it. I'll go for the guessing game. Oh, guessing game example. So as you can see, you got 2 files: the project, this is a JSON file, and the first flowchart. The first flowchart file was just the name of the yeah, I'll explain it later on. It's not, you won't understand if I'm telling you right now, you have to see it. But the project file is just about, if you finish your project, then the project's file will be loading in, because that's the confirmation that your project is running correctly. This is, you can see it's just information about your process. So it's yeah, if there's something wrong with it, you can check in here what it went wrong and stuff. So it's, I don't really use it yet, but maybe later on. So let's get into the robot, the automation. So starting up UiPath. UiPath is a great business though, great company. As you can see, it's loading in, but over here you have, there were some more projects that I did. So in here we are right into the studio with the activities over here, the activities panel, my flowchart inside the workflow, and the properties panel over here, and the output panel. So let's clear the output panel, don't need it. And over here you can see the recording that I'm studying for right now. This is something new. and these are my favorite activities. So these are the activities that I use the most. As you can see, you can see some of them in here. So what this is, as you can see, it's a guessing game. So I'll explain how this works later on, but let's first see it actually executing. So you can press over here, run. It will run it, and it says guess a number from 1 to 999. So let's start with 500. Press OK. Too big. Try again. So it's basically too big. Just I have to try again, like 400. 200. Too small. 300. Too big. So it's between 2 and 300. 250. 50. Too small. 270. Too small. 290. Too small. Okay, so it's between 290 and 300. So 299. Too big. 297. Too big. 294. Too big. 292. Oh, okay. That's 293. Congratulations, you guessed correctly. The number was 230. No, 93. But this is not really a robot that you'll be using in a company or in a business. But this is just an example of what you can do with RPA. So this is how it works. This is the start. You can see start. So this is the start point. Basically where the robot starts to run down all these lines. So how this works is this assign button, or this assign activity, as you can see, has two fields over here, the to field and the value field. This is the to field and this is the value field. And what this does is it assigns the random number, and this random number is a variable. As you can see over here, it's variables. You do need to understand a little bit of programming if you want to understand this. So I won't be making like tutorials about how everything works, but I'm just explaining a little bit how my stuff works and what I've learned. So here you can see the random number variable is an int32 variable type. This variable type means that it's a int variable, means it's a variable with digits and not with letters or data tables or something like that. You can change it. You see string, objects, boolean, array, and browser types, and you can see there are loads of different things. Yeah, it's not everything though. You can see you can expand all these panels, but that's not important for now. But it has to be your int32 one, because otherwise it won't work. It's an integer variable. So what this does is the random number variable equals to the wrong one, to a new random dot next 1 to 999. This basically just generates the random number between 1 and 999. So in the studying learning plan, they will make this for you, just the start node and the assign, but they tell you to make a guessing game on your own. So they won't help you. It's just the like what you have to execute is just make the guessing game, make it work with too low and too high, so you can like see if you have to guess higher or lower. And that's all. They just tell you that, and then you just make it. So you have to use your brains to get everything done. So after that, the input dialog. What this does is just it asks you this. Boom. This is what it does. So yes, it doesn't work. Yes. Okay. The input dialog just labels as a message. It's a label. It's the message. The message, as you can see, is a variable. That's why it's not between quotation marks. text is always between quotation marks. If it's not, it's not, it's a variable or argument. But in this case we're only using variables. So this message variable equals, as you can see, a string variable type. So it's text. And as you can see, there is a value inside this variable already. So it basically, this variable is a container where you can store data in, and it will transport it to other things inside your workflow. So you see it's between quotation marks, so it's a test. So as you can see, you can also just type in here guess a number from 1 to 999, but you'll have to use this. You have to use this, because that's how they explain. So this message just equals the guess a number from 1 to 999. You can also change it to message dot to string if you want to implement it immediately. But after that, follow the arrow down. So you put it in. Oh wait, that's very important. By the way, what you type in inside this input dialog is over here. You can see output, the result. So what you type in will be stored in the guess number variable, in this variable. So this variable will transport your answer over here to the flow decision. As you can see, the guess number is an integer 32 variable, so it contains digits. It can only contain digits, otherwise it won't work. So it transports it over here to the flow decision. As you can see, the flow decision says the guess number is equal to the random number. So the number that you guessed, that you put into the input dialog, has to be equal to the random number that is randomly generated in here. So if these are the same, you guessed correctly and it says true, and you go to this message box, and this message box basically says congratulations. Oh wait, it says congratulations, you guessed correctly. The number was between quotation marks plus the random number dot to string. This is the variable. So this is the random generated number that he puts it in here to string. So the to string means it's going to be letters and not the, or what you call it, it's going to be the text and not just a random number variable, but it's going to like get the information out of the container. So in this case it's the random number that's generated, and it's between quotation marks because it's a text. And this, what this is at the end, is a dot between two quotation marks. So this means that it's going to place the dot after the whole sentence, and it has to be between quotation marks because it's a part of a text. That's all. So after that we'll go to the false side. So if the guessed number that you typed in is not equal to the random number that's randomly generated, it's false, and it goes over here to the guessed number random number. It's the same, but the difference is it says if the guessed number is bigger than the random number instead of guessed number equals to random number. So if the guessed number is bigger than the random number, if that's true, it's going to go over here and it says too big, try again. So the message will be too big, try again, and this message is going over here into the dialog, and that's going to like place it in here so it's displayed. And if it's smaller, you go false, and the message is going to transport all the way over here. But these lines are also for repetitive, for like the repeat, because if you do not have these arrows over here, these two arrows from down here all the way up there, if these are not there, it won't ask again. It's just going to ask once and then it's done. If if it's full, it's just going to quit the system. So this basically does is it just repeats it over and over again till you have it right. Because this, if you have it right, it does not go back over here. I could do that if I just take a line and I put it over here. I could do that, but I'm not going to, of course. So let's delete this line. Boom. So that's basically how this works. It's not that it's not that hard to understand if you basically know a little bit about mathematics as well, because you have to know a little bit about mathematics for this as well. But it's just learning as well, because as you can see in here, it's just it's a command that you have to know. You can't. It's not logic, you know. Yeah, it is logic, but you have to know the commands that you have to use these two and the dot next and stuff, you know. That's basically the hardest thing to do. So what should I show now? Yeah, I guess I'll show my map. No, I don't have to save it because I didn't make any changes yet. Really, so okay, we could go to RPA. So this is my map for my RPA stuff. So video help was done. So these are some videos about some information that I have to know. This is the map for my licensing training, my tests, my RPA starter map. So this is basically my first thing that I have ever done, my first learning plan. So in this there's a lot of information, like 30 pages or something. How many pages are there? You'll see there's loads of pages. 24 pages. But it's just all information about this. It's the whole training just laid out over here, as you see. All of its information. Then this one I'll be showing this at last. The RPA awareness training. You only got 4 lessons. And my diplomas. So I'll be showing you the first diploma that I got. Yeah, it's not really interesting, but first diploma. So it's the RPA starter. After that one I got the awareness training, I think, yeah. The awareness training diploma. And then the UiPath licensing training. So those are my diplomas. And then we'll go to the developer map. So that's what I'm working on right now. You can see we got lessons and UiPath examples, but there will be added way more stuff. Probably will be added way more stuff, because we got lessons, only 4 lessons, but there are 13, so we'll go from 1 to 13 over here. And we got the UiPath examples. You see example flowchart, example basic project, exception handler. That's the, if there's something wrong with your robot, you will fix it automatically if it can't fix it. Example sequence and example state machines. So this is a guessing game example 2. There's loads of stuff in here, like I'll be showing it off in some other episodes, some of this stuff. But I've got all these lessons in here with all the recaps that you can download and stuff. You see all the arguments, control flows, with like more stuff in here. You see more projects, and in here more projects, and in here more projects, and in here more projects. Practice 1. The practice ones are the ones that you have to do by yourself. They just give you an information about what you have to make, and you have to make it by yourself, and you can download the version that they made after that you finished it, and you can see the answers if you're done. Let's see, just to showcase a recap. So it's just basically a little recap about the information that they displayed in this lesson. And you can push these links and stuff, or you can go to information like type of variables, Yeah, this you can see on this. You saw that I was like 5 hours in my training, but that's only on that side, on the side, on the side that we were on. But this, I've learned all of this over here. I've learned all of this, all these pages, all of them. And you can see about how much work this cost, because this is a little, yeah, this is a pretty long one. They are not too long though, I have to admit they aren't too long, but there are a few things that you can do, like, where is it, where is it at, where is that, where is it, libraries, nope, so I can't find it, licensing, okay, no, I can't find it right now, but this is just the recaps. This is what I'm working on right now, recording, another project with a test. Let's see, data manipulations, another lesson recap. It's just a presentation on PDF of stuff, like really important stuff though. But these lesson 2 was pretty cool though. So that's all my RPA stuff. So let's go back to the site. Let's go back to this one, this page. You can see I'm 5 hours in, 5 hours learning, but I think I'm already 10 hours in, because I'll show you something that's really a lot of information, like incredibly information. So the documentation lessons are the worst. These are actually the worst, because you can see all of this, these are all links, and you can see activities guide. I have to learn about all of these things, all of this, and it was a pain, man. It really was a pain, and it's not even the time that you spent on this is not in here, you know, so it won't count it at this. So I'm probably 10 hours in already, and I'm just at like 0%, because I have done this one, but this one has the most parts. It's the 155 parts, but the rest don't really have too many parts, like 21 and 17 or 13, I mean, and some of them only have 2 parts, I think. Yeah, 3 parts. So if I've done this one, like the hardest part is gone already. So that's I'm really loving it though. That's not the problem. I really loving it. So you can see there are so much more things that I can learn about this. Some of these things are in here though, but there's loads of stuff that you can learn on here. See, unrolled, everything is unrolled. And you can even choose other ways of learning, because you can go RPA developer, but you can also go as business analyst or implementation manager, infrastructure engineer, solution architect, or as I'm learning, the RPA developer. So that's basically everything about me today. It's just an informational video. Next time we'll probably be talking a little bit more about my business, Mazer Industries. All the links are in the bio, the links are in my description. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye bye.